Tommy Robinson has been locked up for a while now, and as Christmas approaches, he will not be able to spend it with his family. This time of year, meant for joy and togetherness, will instead be another harsh reminder of how far the system will go to silence those it deems a threat. In today's video, the plot thickens as we uncover some big news, a shocking twist that raises even more questions about the state of justice in this country. There's a lot to unpack, so stick around as we delve into this latest development, all while exploring the most important news from across the nation. Just a quick one to say we do have t-shirts available on our website. We have stuck farmer and Make Britain Great Again ones. Make sure you check the link in the description or go to britishstand.com. But before we dive in, take a moment to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and join our fast-growing community. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the deeply politicized nature of law enforcement and the criminal justice system in this country. It's becoming increasingly clear that these institutions are no longer impartial arbiters of justice. Instead, they've been weaponized to enforce a woke agenda, acting as the militant arm of an establishment that prioritizes silencing dissent over upholding the rule of law. It feels like we're living in a soft dictatorship, where your political views determine whether you're punished or protected. Take Tommy Robinson as a prime example. Whatever you think of his politics or his character, the facts are undeniable. Tommy has not advocated violence. Despite this, he's been thrown into a Category A prison, reserved for the most dangerous offenders. For what? Sharing a video. Yes, you heard that right. Sharing a video. This isn't justice. This is politically motivated persecution at its finest. But it doesn't stop there. Tommy isn't just locked up. He's being silenced in ways we've never seen before. In a shocking and deeply troubling twist, it's been revealed through his social media that anyone visiting him in prison must now sign a gag order. This means they are legally prohibited from discussing anything they talk about with Tommy during their visit. Think about that for a moment. This isn't just about silencing Tommy. It's about silencing anyone who might expose the truth about his situation. Why such extreme measures? What is it that the establishment is so desperate to hide? This isn't the first time we've seen the justice system being used to control the narrative. Remember the Southport case? Tommy is said to know details about it that the government is determined to keep under wraps. Is this why they're going to such lengths to silence him? Is this why they're using the legal system as a tool to keep him locked away and unheard? And let's not forget the blatant hypocrisy in how the law is applied. Consider Labour councillor Ricky Jones, who publicly called for violence against Conservatives in front of a crowd in London. What happened to him? He's out on bail, preparing to celebrate Christmas with his family. Meanwhile, Tommy, who has never called for violence, is treated as a high-risk criminal. The double standards are glaring. The selective enforcement of the law, depending on political alignment, is tearing apart the principles of justice and fairness in this country. It's clear there's something deeply suspicious going on, and it's high time we got to the bottom of it. So what are your thoughts on this new development? How do you feel about the gagging orders being placed on visitors to Tommy Robinson? Does this seem like a fair application of justice, or is it yet another example of the establishment trying to silence dissenting voices? Let me know in the comments below. In other news, Sir Keir Starmer has been warned Labour risks losing swathes of coastal constituencies if he buckles to Brussels' demands on Britain's post-Brexit fishing waters. The Prime Minister, who last week hailed a £306 million boost to Britain's fishing fleet, is likely to come under pressure from EU negotiators to restore pre-Brexit frameworks during his attempt to reset cross-channel relations. A leaked document showed the EU hopes to snatch additional rights to the UK's fishing waters in a move likely to provoke outrage from Eurosceptics and Britain's coastal communities. Despite feeling aggrieved by the deal conjured up by former Prime Minister Boris Johnson, fishermen feel further concessions to the Continental Club would further decimate an already beleaguered British fishing industry. Paul Lines, who has been a fisherman in Suffolk for more than half a century, told the News, "I feel absolutely hurt and infuriated by the hand that's been dealt to people who work the sea. Everything is stacked against us at the minute." Cornish skipper Bracken Pearce added, "We never gained anything from the Conservatives in the first place. What Labour should be doing now is looking at what they can get back from the EU." If Starmer secures the 6 to the 12, mile limit. That would be symbolic. That's what everybody really wanted, but they sound like they're going to do the opposite. During the 2016 Brexit referendum, a fleet of fishing boats headed up the Thames, supporting Vote Leave's pitch to take back control of Britain's fishing waters. Ex-Brexit Party MEP June Mummery, who received 10,328 votes as Reform UK's candidate in Lowestoft on July 4th, hopes to channel similar sentiments if Starmer sells out on fishing. "We're not going to let them. We're going to fight with the farmers. We've got to fight like hell," Mummery told GB News. Mummery, who is also the managing director of Lowestoft-based fish market auctioneers BFP Eastern, added, "Fishing has already been shafted, and now they just want to come in and stick the knife in. But that'll be it. He won't get any coastal seats. He might as well kiss that goodbye, because we'll make that our mission. That's 186 seats gone." Mummery also echoed concerns about Boris Johnson's diabolical Brexit deal, after around 90% of fishermen were estimated to support severing ties with the EU. Johnson secured meagre concessions from the EU on Britain's coastal waters. After being ravaged by EU vessels for half a century, the UK managed to secure the phased repatriation of just 25% of Brussels' old quotas by value, well below the 60% cut Johnson initially called for, and the cost of new paperwork brings further costs to coastal communities. The Tories won 81 so-called seawall seats in 2019 after Johnson vowed to get Brexit done, with just 24 voting Labour and another 3 being represented by Plaid Cymru MPs. However, Starmer's landslide victory completely breached the sea wall, as Labour returned 67 out of the 108 coastal constituencies, with the Conservatives being reduced to just 19. Plaid Cymru made 1 gain in Ynys Môn to take its overall total to 4, with Reform UK snatching 3 seaside seats and the Liberal Democrats claiming a whopping 15. A recent Nowcast polling forecast indicates that Reform UK would likely snatch an additional 5 seats if an election was held today. The Tories would bolster its ranks by 17 MPs, cutting Labour's total by 21, and Plaid Cymru's by an additional 1 seat. And it would appear fishermen also believe that it will be at the ballot box, where Labour will face fury if they concede further ground on Britain's coastal waters. Mummery said, "Reform's the only party who actually cares about our waters, Mother Nature, and our coastal communities." What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.